It's Scott Hamilton with Rockfile Radio, backstage once again at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale. Just pleased as punch, to use an old term, to be sitting here with Anders from In Flames, who are in town tonight with Red, and who else is opening?
Arrival of Autumn.
Arrival of Autumn. It's going to be a great show tonight. I believe doors are at 7 o'clock, so get here early. It's going to be a whole evening of rock. Thank you for coming back to Florida.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. You know, it's one of the first days on this tour we get warm weather. So, yeah. We had some in the beginning when we started in California, but then it's been nothing but cold and wintry, you know.
And weather cleared up. We've got blue skies and about 85 degrees, so it's a bit warmer than home, right?
Yeah. We have winter. I have winter when I get back in a week. So, yeah.
So, like we were talking right before I started the microphone here, you've only got about a week left in the tour. How have things been going on this trek across the United States?
Great. We have a lot of fun, you know, playing the new album, playing some old classics, and people seem to dig it. And I mean, the atmosphere in the band is awesome, and the other two bands as well is being nothing but great. And we love playing live, so you know that's why we do this.
Well, that leads to one of the questions I actually had written down. 24 years of this. How do you put together a set list? I mean, I know you want to focus on some new stuff because you have a new album out, but how you have such a body of work. How do you choose?
I mean, it is a little bit difficult especially to please everyone, you know. Right. Always somebody walks away and you're like, I didn't play I didn't do that song, yeah. But we've always been a band that want to promote our latest stuff. I don't want to rely on my old material, even though we love it and so on. But on this one, we played more stuff than we usually do from our 90s album, like, you know, Jester Race and even back to Luna Strain and the very, very beginning, and Horacle and Colony and Clayman, which is 2000, but still. So it's a good mix, you know. It's a good mix, and depending. Now we're headlines. We get to play as long as we want, really. You know, up to curfew if we want to. But so it's good that we can. Yeah, I hope people walk away pleased. You know.
That's going back in the catalog. That already is going to make some fans happy right there.
Yeah, no, it's a good mix, and to show people that just got into us on the last few albums as well, where we're coming from, and you know what kind of band we are and what band we've been, you know.
Right. Well, and there has been quite the evolution in your sound. I mean, you're one of the bands credited with the whole, you know, death metal thing, and now you're more of just a melodic metal, but the influences on the new album, I mean, I'm hearing all sorts of new textures and new things you're playing with. Why did you call it I the Mask?
Well, it's I mean, lyrically, it's about, I think we all wear masks to fit into certain situations. It's sort of to protect ourselves from the outside world and deal with whatever is going on, you know. And we all have these sides, but I don't think really we should try to get rid of them, you know. We should try to be who we really are in most situations and show ourselves, and you will make better decisions too if you don't have to protect yourself all the time from the outside, I guess.
So you've been writing lyrics for so long. I read in an interview that you guys really are not good at writing on the road. You tend to write your songs right before you go in to record the album. What's harder, writing the lyrics or writing the vocal melodies?
Wow. I mean, I guess lyrics in a way, because you got to make up some shit. The melodies just come, you know, and then you want them to feel good with the music as well. It can't. I want a certain dynamic, a certain feel, and I want to express, you know, something. Even if you don't understand English, I want you to kind of feel what I'm singing about. So I think the melodies are not to say easy, but that's the easiest part. Lyrics is I have to actually dig deep into my soul and try to speak about people that hurt me, and then write it on paper. But I say, you know, when people ask me what the lyrics are about, and so I tend not to tell them the whole story, because it's more like, for me, it's like a therapy session. You know, I deal with these demons. I write them on paper and to get rid of them and send them out in the universe and for someone else to pick up and hopefully they feel somewhere in the vicinity. Sort of, it becomes a story for them, whoever's on the other side, and that will make the whole experience and the song greater if you make it your own instead of me telling you exactly what it is about.
Well, it's funny. The first video that I remember seeing from the new album was "I Am Above," and you had an actor. You have Martin from Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Is he a fan? Because he did. I mean, if somebody didn't know you, they would think he was actually singing the song.
Yeah, no, he did an amazing job. I don't know if he's a fan, but I think he likes the song now. I guess
He probably had to do it a few times.
Yeah. But I invited him to some shows, but he haven't had time. I met some of his brothers and stuff like that. But he did an amazing job, and the whole idea of the video, it worked perfectly with him in there. Because for this one, we really wanted people to listen to the music and listen to the lyrics without having any distractions in the background. Because it's a heavy song and it's kind of angry, and I want the message to come across.
I think, well, it's a great video for that.
Yeah. We stole the whole idea from Sinead O'Connor, by the way. Nothing compares to you. That's where it's at.
Well, they say there's nothing new in music, movies, that kind of thing. It's just reinterpreting it your way, right?
Yeah.
So who are some of your favorite singers these days? I know in the past you've talked about Lane Staley was an influence and things like that, but who singers and bands you're listening to now? It's the end of the year. I probably got to ask you, what are some of your favorite albums this year that not your own?
Tool, obviously. I mean, Maynard, he's a genius, and the band, but I pretty much, he can't do wrong with me. I like all his projects, whatever he's on. I think he have an amazing melody sense and his unique way of just sounding that he sounds like no one else. But I really like the latest and the new Norma Jean album. I think that's one of my top ones if I should mention something for this year, for sure. But then in general, I mean, Lane, obviously from Alice in Chains, that's my all-time fave, I guess, and yeah. Robert Plant back in the day, love that, I was too late, I couldn't see them, but they quit before I knew about it, but it's that's one fun. I mean, and then I'm a huge fan of Nine Inch Nails and whatever Trent does, so there's some.
He's doing a lot of soundtracks now, like the new Watchmen TV series, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've only seen one episode, but I want to wait till I have them all, so I can bench it instead of waiting a week for next episode. No, but anything he does, him and Atticus Ross, what they're doing now with all kinds of scores, it's awesome.
You ever think about doing something like that?
I would love to. I mean, I have a lot of synths back home, and I'm writing a lot of stuff, but it basically for myself at this point, just for therapy. Instead of doing yoga, I noodle around with my analog synths.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there going to be another Passengers album?
No. I thought that would. No, that was it. We had a moment, and we had a lot of fun doing it. We were in the studio because the record label wanted us to do another one, but it just didn't feel right, And why put out something that you don't feel 100%? Then that's better. Quit it, instead. So there's some tape somewhere in Gothenburg with some new-ish Passenger songs that will never see the light of day, I presume.
Oh.
No, I mean it was, as I said, we had a great time doing it, and but no, it won't happen again.
Anybody else you want to work with in a similar situation?
As I said, Trent Reznor would be awesome.
Trent, if you're listening.
Yeah, whatever he's doing, I just want to be fly on the wall in the studio when him and Atticus are working and see what they're doing. But I don't know really. I can't think of anyone right now.
But maybe one day.
That would be awesome. I mean, yeah, for sure.
So it's been 24 years, as we talked about. The band's had a bit of an evolution in sound. What you're finishing up a tour? We're a year into this project. What's going to be next for In Flames and you?
We have another year lined up for us with touring next year. Not over here, I think. We're going to focus on Europe and Asia, Australia, and other territories. The world is a big place, you know. So it's more touring. So we won't see any music coming from In Flames for not next year, maybe the year after. We don't know. You know, we feel when all of a sudden you feel like, I want to write some new songs. I tired of playing these songs again and again. And I want to go into the studio and do it. And then that's when we do it. And that's also why, coming back to what you say about our evolution, it's because we never ride on the road. There are a few years in between, and you know that's why it sounds a little bit different every time. Yeah.
As it should. A band that puts out the same thing is more of an entertainment thing than art, I think.
Each to his own. You know, like what other bands do, I don't really. But for us, this is the way we want it to be, and this is how we done it in the past, and that's why I feel so happy with every album we do. You know, I put my heart and soul, feeling 100% satisfied, give it to the record company, and we go on touring again. And then a few years later, we do the same thing. You know, it's such a cliche to say it's like, this is the best we ever done, but I really, really feel it. You know, every time. And why would you put out something that you don't?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a little bit. You know, it's not as good as our previous album, but here you go. That wouldn't, you know.
I'm waiting for somebody to actually say that in an interview. Well, this one, you know, we just kind of half-assed it, and you know.
Yeah, but sometimes you want. I mean, again, every band can do whatever they want, but when you start just relying on your past and sort of putting out new albums, barely play any songs from them, to just get out there and tour the classics, I don't really get it, but. It is what it is. It's
kind of a nostalgia act and not exactly putting forth.
Yeah.
So I got some questions from, I asked my listeners to come up with some questions, and one of them is, a friend of mine's a guitar player. He started singing. How on earth do you maintain, you go from extreme, you know, harsh vocals to beautiful, clean vocals. How have you done that for so long?
Well, I mean, I started just by imitating Mille from Creator. He was the one I was like, wow, I want to do that. When I heard Creator for the first time, I was like, wow, maybe I can do something like that. And then I've tried to expand my instruments, you know, more and more, learn more. But it's been on the last, like on Battles and the latest one, Either Mask, I went to a vocal coach, and he taught me a lot of things about how I should maintain my voice and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And if you're listening, I did exactly that last night. I was in a bar. It was really smoky, and we were staying up late, and we were drinking bourbon. So that's not what I should do, but right. That happened, and so be it. But no, I mean, just trying to drink a lot of water and try to, you know, not after show especially, try to be calm and not scream. Don't go to a bar where you have to be louder than the, you know, DJ or whatever. It's not good for you. And yeah, just try to take care of your health, you know. But I'm still learning. I'm still, you know, trying to understand what I can do. I expanded my vocal range quite a lot. I can go higher. I can go deeper, which is really cool to see after all these years. But then it's just, yeah.
That's about the exact opposite of a lot of bands as they get older, where they start keying things down. Yeah. And
no, I go the other way. I go the other way instead. I mean, I'll see. Who knows? I mean, I'm happy that we are able for such a long time to do what we do. You know, maybe one day it stops, and that's it is what it is, right? You gotta enjoy the moment, be in the now. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, boxers or briefs?
Boxers. Yeah, that's the most important question of all, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one was cat person or dog person?
I got a Portuguese water dog back home, so it's got to be. And my grandma had a nasty cat, so I go for dogs. 100%.
My too.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Dog person.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, we're glad to have you back in South Florida. I've seen you guys like 6 times, but this is the first time we've ever gotten a chance to sit down. So thank you so much for taking the time.
No, thank you for having us, and I can promise you it's going to be a good night. It will sound great.
Anders, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.